wicked. When I say men are wicked, I'm talking about my dad.
So
I'm talking about you guys.
Yeah, so those people that come and say, what about your father?
What about your father? I don't like my father. Like, I hate him. So, like,
Charlie.
when I say men are trash, it starts from him.
But we never know what will happen in the future.
I don't want it to happen.
Like,
I think she's just closed.
I'm so
that
over it.
chapter.
Like, you know, I had a phase in my life where I wanted a father figure in my life. I have a father figure. I'm telling you, my mommy's friends, they are so lovely. My mommy has this friend who used to come to our house when we're kids, and he'll bring us fresh notes. Like, you know, every time we did well in exams. My daddy doesn't know my age.
Yeah,
he doesn't know.
He doesn't.
Men are wicked. Hey.
He comes to see you, the little child. Comes to give you fresh.
Right. Comes all the way from his house, puts fuel in his car to come and visit you and give you a notebook.
Because you're a good girl.
Somebody's child.
Somebody else's child. It has nothing to do with your mom.
So so do you think, like, sorry, all these questions, do you have daddy issues?
I do.
So, okay, now
You
with
already stated it.
this, I'm not even trying to attack you or anything. Most girls that I know who had daddy issues were very promiscuous.
All of them. All.
Yo,
Corn
I
stars.
wasn't expecting that.
Promiscuity. Indecisiveness. Lack of discipline.
You dear, I'll come to you. Only phone is watermelon. So, like, how
A nice part.
you're close to your parents,
No.
not your dad. Yeah, see, that's
about to diagnose the problem of Jesus. It's because you're about to diagnose them. Are you close with your dad or your mother?
you have that reaction when your dad is mentioned. Like, I'm not close to we're now building a relationship, but with you, it's like a disgust. Like, he's non-existent. You mentioned that he's non-existent.
I always try to avoid this question because I don't want to give that man clout.
Oh, but like, he's your father. If it wasn't for his
He's not
sperm,
my dad. He's not my dad.
Okay, he's a sperm donor.
I've never.
No comment.
You don't want to give your dad clout.
No comment.
Is your dad like a social media personality that needs clouds to do something? Chinese girls, their minds are warped to.
Oh, let me finish. Maybe something might change in there. We might be wrong. I'm open to have my mind change, for real.
That he's non-existent.
I always try to avoid this question because I don't want to give that man clout.
Oh, but like, he's your father. If it wasn't for his
He's not
sperm,
my dad. He's not my dad.
Okay, he's a sperm donor.
I've never rated him. I'm very disrespectful towards my dad. I'm not even going to shy away from it. I really respect and love my mom a lot, but my dad, I don't respect him. I don't think he's a human being. I don't think he's a person. He's very
Wow.
like, I feel like all
It
my
must be
trust
very deep.
issues.
In my mind, I don't think she's feminine at all.
Towards my dad, I'm not even going to shy away from it. I really respect and love my mom a lot, but my dad, I don't respect him. I don't think he's a human being. I don't think he's a person. He's very
Wow.
like, I feel like all
It
my
must be very
trust
deep.
issues and then me not knowing my worth at an early stage in my life all comes from that man. Because how do you have a father, an actual dad who had you talk to him and he's just like, don't talk to me. You know what? The last time I spoke to him was when I was in uni. I told you the story. I got the admission to Legon. And then I called him and I'm like, oh, I'm going to Legon. I was like 16 or so. I was like, I'm going to Legon. He was like, So why am I telling him this information? Like, why am I telling him?
Why? Like,
Yeah. My daddy hates me. Like, he despises me. Like, I'm not his...
like, are you your dad and your mom, and they're not together?
They're not together, but he's cool with my brother.
But
Yeah, he talks to my brother. He sends him money. My brother even lives with him. My brother's been living with him for like years now.
what if he's not really your dad?
He is, actually. You know what? I have never spoken about my daddy issues on any of my accounts. This is my first time talking about it. And I don't like talking about him because, like I said, he's a
Dad, like, what do you mean?
demon. I don't like him. I don't rate him.
Hey, demon.
I don't like him. Or if you're like, I don't like
Has
him.
your mom ever
And I
told you
really-
anything that would like make you understand why?
My first question usually would be, does the dad have another family? Or secondly, has the mom moved on? this thing happens all too well in our families. Mom raises daughter or mom raises children. Mom probably raises them based off of her frustration with her relationship with them. The children build a certain resentment towards the other person who is being spoken about. But what happens is as they grow, it tends to affect their livelihood and how they relate to other genders of other people of the same genders in a much younger way, and they don't realize it. She doesn't even realize she's spewing the fact that it's daddy issues. Now, you be at home, and you might think, oh yeah, you support, yeah. But think about it. Most of the social vices, most of relationship problems, divorce, all of these things that come about are from people who came from single parent household. If you don't believe me, look up the stats. That brings me to the fact that her story, they sound like some girl I dated before. Same thing. Dad spent time with the brother, and then the mom kept her. The mom was explosive. The mom smashed the guy's car and smashed the father's car because she was involved with a different lady. And the funny thing, long story short, after the mom pushed the dad away, okay, let's agree that dad is a cheater. Cool. Yeah. Bad guy. Didn't do it well. Drives the man away. The man ends up with the woman who he was with anyway. They're still going strong. Mom is still unmarried. Raised the kid. She's also aggressive towards men. Till now, she's of age, still not married. I don't think parents realize how much damage or trauma they cause the kids they raise by being apart from each other. One, I'm not saying that dad is innocent in this issue, because it happens way too often. You're damaging the people for us. The people. Like in my group of friends that I know, one of the things we don't like we won't deal with at all, is women who don't have fathers in their life or have some sort of tension with their father, because it just signifies we're just one argument away from seeing the real you. And this is not even about whatever, you might be good looking, whatever, but someone who is willing to take you seriously considers these things. You can hate your dad, but what does it change about the statement? Because you still come off just like every other girl who is going to face the same circumstance as someone who has daddy issues. What do you guys say about them?
I don't even think I wouldn't even go that route. My question is, why does the dad hate her but not the brother? Well, the brother is from the same one. So why does the dad hate you but doesn't hate the brother? The brother actually lives with him.
May I believe when you're telling the story, tell us the full thing. You see, she started telling us from 16. We don't know what happened up until 16. We don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not defending the dad. What I'm saying is, as long as none of them there are lesbian girls, you're going to have men in your life. If you have this much contempt for your father, the closest person, or the one whose ball sack you came from, imagine me, who is going to put my ball sack?
I don't think the dad is the dad. That's what Pia would have asked. I don't think the dad is the dad.
What happened? Some families, maybe it didn't work out.
I don't think so.
Mom gets with somebody else.
If that's the case,
dad gets with somebody else.
So why is he close with the dad, the brother then?
I remember another story too about another girl who you don't know, but I'll get crucified for this. Everyone in the area knew the man was a terrible person. He abandoned the family. He was so bad. Evil, all of that. So it turns out the real story, not many people know it, but people around you. So it turns out what happened is the mother was sleeping around with their driver. The driver who the man hired was sleeping consistently with their driver. One time the man comes from work or goes or something, catches them having sex in the car. His car. Doesn't say anything, terminates the relationship or the marriage and leaves. Didn't make an issue about it. But now there are people started asking about the man, so she had to say something. So she tells everybody that the man abandoned the family. So everybody in our area used to believe that the man just up and just abandoned the family. Even the daughter now believes the same thing. The son was made to, I don't know what the son believes. But two brothers. But the girl was made to believe the same thing. If you ask her, she repeat the same story that the mom said. Abandon the family.
I don't think that's the case in this instance.
I'm not saying that's the instance. I'm saying that there's
think,
always something that happened.
But I think the way she's saying this thing, you have two children from the same mother. You love one and you hate one. You treat the other one bad. And
for no reason.
That can be the case.
That's quite weird.
One should be. I think she said somewhere that she's the firstborn.
He or she?
She is the firstborn.
Okay.
Let's finish.
How your father treats you the way he treats you? But there should be
I'm talking about my daddy issues on any of my accounts. This is my first time talking about it. And I don't like talking about him because, like I said, he's a demon. I don't like him. I don't
demon.
I don't like him. Or if you're like, I don't like
Has
him.
your mom ever
And
told you anything that would like make you understand why your father treats you the way he treats you? But there should be a reason why a father should treat their child that way.
He has other kids, right? He has 2 kids with my mom, and then he has
The
like
mom
3 or
has
4
definitely
kids
said
with
something.
another woman. But I'm his first daughter, like I'm his first child. I was there before the rest, right? But he has never liked me. He has never wanted to talk to me.
Like as a child.
Like he will come to my school, and come.
He has other children with another woman.
Okay.
After these two. Mm-hmm. So that means he's not evil or bad to those children. It's just you. And if you are the firstborn, remember I told you some time ago, so many men in Ghana, their firstborns are not their children.
Oh, now I get where you're going with this.
That's what I'm saying. Listen to what she's saying. Other runs there, they are true.
She's just talking out of feelings, just going on the tangent.
Maybe there's something she's missing. She doesn't know yet. That's why it's just if your daughter is asking, "Are you sure it's your father?"
What if they found out that the test results say you are not the father?
Have you done test results, DNA test to show that maybe he found out that you specifically are not the child.
Yeesh. Oh.
And you can't say it wasn't from childhood. It was from at the age when she was at uni, first year. So
it was happening, like, I think they weren't together for some time. She didn't say.
No, you started being rude to him at the age of when she started 16 or when she started uni, first year.
Mm.
So that means at some point he thought you were the child, so he was taking care of you, blah 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 blah, and then he found out that possibly you are not the child.
You are not the father.
You are not the father. So definitely at some point the spy is going to be crawling up in there at some point.
I don't think some people understand what it means to be a man in this day and age. Because now it seems we have a lot of people who have achieved things, both men and women. So it comes off like, oh, it can be done. But look at it this way. If you're a man in this new age society, it's really difficult to get ahead of other men. For you to even work hard enough to get where you are. Because you have to build it off of competence, get some status for yourself, work hard, get money, buy a car, all of those things. To get to the point where you have to share the resources with, let's say for example, I'm not saying that's the case. Let's say for example, maybe he found out it wasn't his kid. Imagine how he feels spending resources and time on someone else's child.
Being deceived.
Again, I'm not saying that is the case, But if your those question to her was very valid, and that's what's throwing the whole conversation out into this where we are now. But think about the fact that maybe he found out, say, being kiddie, or let's just say both of them are his kids, right? And then finds out, okay, one is willing to work with me. That's less money for me to spend. Like this era is different now. Not everybody is doing things out of the turn of just being a nice person anymore. He's going to spend time, resources. I'm not supporting what he's doing, but if maybe one person is willing to work with him, cool. Because we don't know the full story. We haven't heard his side of the story to know, okay, he was wrong or not. We're just going off of what she is saying. And then everybody, all the men with daddy issues and all the women with daddy issues are all jumping into the conversation and saying, listen to what she is saying. Yes, listen to what she is saying. But tell us the full story. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think she can tell the full story if she doesn't know the full story. I just think the issue is that the mom is hiding something from her. She doesn't know what's going on, like with both the mom and the dad. If the dad you are saying is a demon, he has other children, and if you have to prove
If someone is bad, they have to be bad across
board. If it's only you, then it's something about you that is making it so. So,
come to my school, pick his other kids from school, and leave me and my brother there.
Are you
He started
serious?
talking to my brother like years ago, like just recently.
Hey.
I want him, like, I hope somebody sends this to him. Because I need him to know that he and I will never be in close proximity for him to have the chance to talk to me.
When's the last time you
Ever.
saw-
Love and hate are all the same thing. She yearns for the fatherly protection. It's just that she has to be, I believe genuine distaste is indifferent. She doesn't seem indifferent. Even talking about it, you can see how many emotions are coming through her. Just by watching this video, I've seen anger, I've seen her smile, and I've seen her outburst, all within the one statement she's making. I don't think she's really mad at the dad. She just misses that thing she's never had, and she really does have the daddy issues. It's called daddy issues for a reason. You might say you are different, but the stereotypes and the things that make someone or coin someone as someone with daddy issues is usually the same. And you may be different, but you're going to have the same outcome. Anything you want to say?
time will tell.
You know?
There.
Are you
He started
serious?
talking to my brother like years ago, like just recently.
Hey.
And I want him, like, I hope somebody sends this to
I was
him.
talking to your brother recently, and he's already living with your dad, and you are not.
Oh, but she has her own place. She has her own car.
And so probably there's something that you don't know. If your brother could go back to living with your dad, that means there's something you are missing out. So maybe you should humble yourself as a chick, as the daughter, if you claim you are the daughter, and go back to your dad.
What do you mean by that?
Maybe she said he's the dad, so humble yourself. If he still keeps, I'm sure right now you are good enough for him to tell you or be honest with you. The way you approach him to is going to be
Determining the conversation,
I
guess.
that's when your way of communication. What did you say before?
Improving the argument.
The argument. That's when it comes in. My time they can't catch you.
I want him, like, I hope somebody sends this to him. Because I need him to know that he and I will never be in close proximity for him to have the chance to talk to me.
When's the last time you saw him?
I think when I was in SHS.
Wow.
Yeah. He doesn't look for me. He comes to Ghana all the time, but he doesn't look for me. He has his priorities. I have mine too. And I just want him to know that I am doing so well in life. I don't need him.
But the brother, he came to pick up your brother and to stay with him. There's something about you, madam. If you are truly the daughter, then there's something about you. Ooh, maybe it's him. Maybe it's him. No problem. Maybe it's him. But there's always two sides of the story. Until we hear his side,
Until we hear the lion side.
the demon.
And one thing I want to just add to this and then just leave it is me, I'm always trying to talk to the people who are watching this thing and then trying to relate to the story. Your circumstances might be different, but if the wounds are always the same, they are going to get the same treatment. If you already have catarrh cold or you already have an injury on the knee or sore throat, they will prescribe the same level of medication for you. Look at it this way. Most of the people that you are dealing with, you're going to be dealing with, you are watching the show and everything, they are not dealing with you based off of sharing a sympathy with the fact, oh yeah, dad might be a piece of shit or anything. But we are looking at it from, how are you going to treat me? Okay, now we know your experience. Cool. Yeah, daddy was shitty, yeah. Now let's look at how you are going to relate to me as a man in your life. And I'm talking relationships. Because most women who have had daddy issues, there's always a certain level of contempt for men. Men who also have daddy issues, there's always this insecure nature about them. They're always pandering to women because they're raised by their mothers. Hey, it's true. You can come and fight me. If you have an issue with it, you can come disagree with me. But I'm telling you, like, there's always a stereotype that comes to not having the father in the house. And the pressure is felt more when the man is missing than when the woman is missing. And that's true. Women bring the nurture, men bring the discipline.
I think the reason why is that because the discipline is much more significant when it comes to dealing in the real world.
That's when you grow older. Maybe when you're younger, it's all fairy tale bubbles and
Sweet,
Disney
things.
movies and chocolates and roses.
For you to be able to dream, but when you start growing older, you have to come back to reality. That's when the discipline.
Like one example, dealing with rejection. Dealing with rejection. I was in a conversation with a group of ladies. Mine is always a learning experience. And then we're talking about how you're going for a casting audition and hey, they tell you I don't know what to do. So then I just jumped into the conversation. It was none of my business, first of all. They could have chosen to insult me. And I was like, oh, young lady, so look at it this way. If they said no and they turned you down because you submitted your casting, you did the best you can, you didn't get anything, and you weren't chosen, what would happen? Are you going to die? What is going to happen to you? And then she sat there for a while. It's like, it's true. I didn't say anything. But you see, what I said is something that I'm not saying they don't have fathers in their life, but say, for example, some of the daddy issues, these are some of the things that you need your daddy for. To reinforce that self-belief or ability to withstand real life situations in your life. That's what I'm not saying mothers can't do it, but you can't put the pressure on the mother to be the soft person and the tough person at the same time. For kids to form mentally, maybe if the dad was around, she would have been good at math. Maybe.
She would have been what?
She would have been an architect, maybe, if the dad was around. Oh. Maybe she would have been good at math. Yeah?
I don't think so.
I'm just saying,
I think maybe she would have been probably married by now.
That I know for sure. You see, if they say that is a bad person, you need the bad person in the household to see the good days of the bad person and the bad days of the bad person, so you can judge for yourself. You need two-parent households so you can function better. Most people who had single parents in the household, they have how their life turns out. If you don't believe me, observe most of the people you know in your life, men and women who were raised by their mothers.
And if the dad was some, she'll be less angry by now.
Really? Because everything is from the inception of your childhood. If your formative years were always one-sided, you're going to grow up with a one-sided outlook on life. You might be fortunate enough that maybe money day house, you might turn out fine, but it doesn't neglect the things that are going to happen to you internally before they start to manifest externally. Most social vices, criminals, I'm not saying that single parent household people are criminals, but most of the social vices, most people who don't last long in relationships, most people who have lots of issues in their social relationships with the opposite sex in real life come from single parent households.
I think if your Odokra said the dad wasn't really in the life, you just started reconnecting with the dad. So I think they are. I don't know.
Oh,
about,
I've met men with daddy. Those ones are way worse. They're more disgusting to me than the women's self. Women's I will understand, but men them on they're too destructive. They're too destructive.
Okay.
If I don't need him, I would never need him. Charlie,
Oh. Can
men
we
are
get
wicked.
tissue?
When I say men are wicked, I'm talking about
Just high five. Because she said he wouldn't need the dad.
I don't think they all have guidance. True. I don't mean guidance in terms of.
So it's just an echo chamber.
It's more like I can feel okay to be this person in this chamber. You know, this is why male honesty is very necessary.
I can feel okay to be a destructive person with this destructive person.
You don't even want to be, but it's more like okay. But you see, the people you hang out with, and then your day-to-day life shapes your reality at some point. That's why you realize that there'll be some men and women. Mostly women. They'll reach some age. That's when they realize, oh, where did all the good men go? You never met one before, so you don't even know how they come in and how they look like.
You don't know the blueprints because you never went to architecture school. Channel today I'm on fire, bro. Oh,
You better subscribe. How dare you? You see that boy a man drop right now?
there's no blueprint for
Subscribe,
you.
I'm gonna grab you and you see.
Man, blueprints. No.
You're on fire. You're on fire,
Fire,
man. No, you're on fire. You know, and men too. You tend not to pick well. I've met a couple of them in my life before. I'm fortunate enough that I grew up with both parents in the household. I'm not talking about mommy and daddy fighting. Those things are normal. But I'm talking about them staying together for the early formulations of the child.
Putting duty before feelings.
Putting duty before touchy feeling, big buttocks and breast.
Yes.
Putting duty before everything else. Maybe we don't know what we are saying. Maybe we will not get sense. You know?
Let's watch like 2 minutes of what they're saying.
And wrap up, yeah.
Tissue.
when I say men are wicked, I'm talking about my dad. I'm talking about you guys.
Yeah, so those people that come and say, what about your father?
What about your father? I don't like my father. Like I hate him. So like
Charlie.
when I say men are trash, it starts from him.
But we never know what will happen in the future.
I don't want it to happen.
Like
I think she just closed.
I'm so
that
over it.
chapter.
Like, you know, I had a phase in my life where I wanted a father figure in my life. I have a father figure. I'm telling you, my mommy's friends, they are so lovely. My mommy has this friend who is come to our house when we're kids and he'll bring us fresh notes. Like, you know.
Has not remarried. Do you see where we are going with this?
Hey,
Maybe we don't know what we are talking about, right? We're not guessing. We're just a talk.
she's getting father figure attention from mommy's friends.
Back in the day, you, the people out there, when your mom used to bring lots of guys around and tell you they are friends, you know, all those uncles you used to have, ask your mom, where are they now?
Father figure. You have so many father figures, not even a stable one. So unstable father figure.
Just think about what it does to the child's outlook on relationships. Just think about it that way. Having multiple men in and out of your mother's life. Just think about how it affects young girls. Today we see Mr. Sapple. Tomorrow, Uncle Eddie. Uncle Wallace. Uncle this. This. Oh, Prophet. Oh, Prophet even comes to the house. You know? And then you're wondering why maybe as a young girl, you have difficulty in being able to stay with one guy. Or maybe for a guy has difficulty being able to stay committed to somebody. Just imagine where that comes from.
Oh, as a girl, you're always expecting money from guys when they first meet you for no reason. Oh, fuck.
Oh, where did she learn it from? Oh, maybe she was born that way. Oh, it just happened.
Maybe she saw it from someone.
You know?
Like a mother figure.
Used to come to our house when we're kids and he'll bring us fresh notes, like, you know, every time we did well in exams. My daddy doesn't know my age.
Yeah,
He doesn't know.
He doesn't.
Men are wicked. Hey.
He comes to see you, the little child. Comes to give you fresh.
Right.
Right.
Comes all the way from his house, puts fuel in his car to come and visit you and give you a notebook.
Because you're a good girl.
Somebody's child.
Somebody else's child. It has nothing to do with your mom.
That's nothing to do with mine. And then he leaves right after giving you the textbook.
Or he stays for a while. These girls are fucking delusional.
They tear me self.
Exams. My daddy doesn't know my age. He doesn't know.
He doesn't know
But
your
you're adult.
age.
No, he doesn't know what I'm going through. He doesn't know the course I studied in uni. He doesn't know where I work. He doesn't know where I live. If you ask me anything about me, he will just be standing there like.
So so do you think, like, sorry, all these questions, do you have daddy issues?
I do.
So, okay, now
You
with
already stated it.
this, I'm not even trying to attack you or anything. Most girls that I know who had daddy issues were very promiscuous.
All of them.
Promiscuous.
Oh. Oh.
Yo,
Corn
I wasn't
stars.
expecting that.
Promiscuity. Indecisiveness. Lack of discipline. Let me mention again. Promiscuity.
Yeah,
Oh.
like, relax. We can you know they.
Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 50,000.
She
Oh.
She just called her out just like,
If you're doing what you're doing is nasty work.
bro.
I see you.
Is it all the girls I know with daddy issues? I'm very promised.
And no, you see, let me give context. Maybe you go sound like we're just shouting. And it's not because they all turn out that way. It's because hate and love, usually for someone who is operating from a place of emotion, are the same thing. Hate and love is the same thing. You might hate something so much and then a switch, all of a sudden you love it so much. Do you realize that most of the people who grew up with lots of contempt for men turn out to now start to need men?
They yearn for the attention of men.
That's why they speak on it so loudly. It's because there's a missing
component of
you know what happened? It's more like, men are wicked, men are wicked, men are wicked, men are wicked. No, then someone they give up. Aish. All of a sudden, then she's looking at the world through bubbles and roses, and then she gets the heartbreak and back to men are wicked again. You know, think about that roller coaster. And it destroys the pair bonding I was talking about. It destroys your ability to pair with one person. Because, hey, that's what maybe your parents were doing. So it's normal for you. That's how you grew up.
Now let's watch her deny it. Deny it.
You think she'll deny it?
Oh, is she going to deny it?
You think so?
Oh, she deny it. Easy.
So so do you think, like, sorry, all these questions, do you have daddy issues?
I do.
So, okay, now with this, I'm not even trying to attack you or anything. Most girls that I know who had daddy issues were very promiscuous.
I have never been promiscuous. Like, I mean, I had a phase in my life where I was like very, not messy. My princess was very concerned. But like I was
Concerned.
very,
How was she doing?
Like she was moving on too fast.
Hey, like she'll talk to this guy, then they break up next.
Yeah,
Talk to
and I
another
was
guy.
like,
That
she said, like, this is not you. What's happening? But we thank God.
But yeah, my
No,
mom
she-
has
they
been
have a
very
different
like
word for
she has always been strict.
Maybe we don't know what we're talking
So
about.
I was in control, like, you know, till I got to even in uni I wasn't promiscuous.
Like who even?
No, I
think
wasn't.
about it.
I've not been that
was
type
just
to
like
have
some
that type.
Gender talks about control in relationships, men or women. Control, like the word control. Who even uses these terms in relationships?
No, listen. What do you mean by you're in control? You could still be having multiple sex like with different people and still be in control, but you still be promiscuous.
That's what I'm saying. She would throw every word around and use the word, the P word.
You're in control, of course, because you decide who you want to sleep with.
Like-
What the fuck does that mean?
Then use the King Promise word. The promise.
The
Promise.
Promiscuity. It doesn't mean you're not in control. You decide who you want to sleep with. although you think you be in control, like, but the guys are.
No, just think about, for those out there watch, just think about it this way. Lady has a fallout with her dad because dad never showed her enough love, has contempt for men. So the moment she sleeps with a guy or has something to do with a guy, she moves on to doing things with another guy. Doesn't sound promiscuous to you?
Whole phase. She
Does
had
it?
a phase in her life. No, it's a whole phase.
I'm not saying the presence of a father is going to necessarily make her. She could still turn out the way she is, but the outcome is usually much better if the dad is involved in their life. Involved in your life. Involved in your life. Huh? But she used every word and the Kim Promise word. So, hey.
Face.
Yeah, it was just a quick.
She said it was just a quick one, you know. That's it. You know, it's just,
I was run through quick.
you know, just quick.
It was just a quick one.
Okay, 20 niggas out. Quick. I just used 2 years ago to 20 niggas out. Quick. It's just a quick. It was just, you know,
And I
it
still-
was just turning, punting off in, doggy. That's quick.
It wasn't.
I just do
multiple
too
at
much.
once, but it was just.
Yeah, you know. This one chop small, and I was like, okay, cool. And then chop small. This is the cool. You know, just you know.
Like, let's go.
To even in uni, I wasn't promiscuous. No, I wasn't. I've not been that
It was
type
just
to
like
have
some
that type.
quick face.
Yeah, it was just a quick phase.
That
where I
was very
like,
concerning. And when I spoke about, she said I was being judgmental. But I was just being a best
Maybe your
friend. That was,
approach.
okay,
oh, princess's
maybe-
approach is very.
Think of-
maybe
see,
that you are doing this.
Think
fucking
about it this
very,
way. Fat pussy is telling you
Yeah.
you were
To being too much. She just exposed.
context.
She just exposed you. Like, yo,
Fat
chill.
pussy is telling you you are on a roll.
You're on the road. Just chill, bro.
It wasn't just a quick,
Chill.
you know, it wasn't just. You are Kim Promise. You know?
As they show me your friends and I'll show you. She just shook her. So, yo, me, I'm the one who said, they said that they've leaked my thing. And I'm telling you, chill. Who do too much? There was a quick one, so it's okay. Charlie.
Maybe if she knew how to do math, she'd be able to calculate and not say quick.
I think that's the only math she knows.
Mm.
That's the only calculation she knows how to do.
The quick.
Quick.
Batu, batu, ba.
Prr.
Back, back, back.
I wasn't doing
not
that.
a shower, but just that she
Just
was
moving on too fast.
moving
yeah.
on too fast, and it's like,
Take a deep breath.
You said it. Moving on too fast. Like,
Pair bonding. That's why I keep saying pair bonding. Pair bonding is not. It's not like you're being stuck up on a guy. If you know you are the kind, most women who probably don't have a high body count or haven't had multiple partners in their lives or have multiple sexual relations with lots of men, they don't have the tendency to move on quick. So they are careful with the people they left off their pants in the first
so
place.
they are very careful. They are very picky. Yeah, that's the word. They're very picky. They take time to pick. Just move on.
You get it. See, being conquered by, because most women are not going around raising guys and getting them into bed. That's the easiest part of their job. So men have to organize and present themselves to you. Do you know how many men have to present themselves to you to conquer and you move on quick? Do you know what quick means? Quick is more than 2 months. Let's calculate. Let's assume.
I don't think it's even 2 months.
Let's even say it's a month. Think about what quick is. Let me give her a ballpark figure. Let's just say maybe in school she had like 4 guys.
I think it's more than that. Because the way she speaks, like, I want money. Give me approach money.
Oh, let's just say 5. We don't know her story. Let's just say
And she's a
5.
very attractive girl. So
Exactly.
people will approach her very.
Think about every weekend, the kind of guys who probably have to come in, take you out, make a move on you, all of that. Let's give a guy at least 1 month and at most 2 years. Let's understand the context of what quick is. Now, will you conversation pretend to like everything or kiss the feet that you land on, spend money, resources, time? You go knock. Up until the point you realize, okay, maybe he was cheating or something was happening, you move on to a different person. That period, maybe you're waiting. Let's just say maybe you had some guys on call who maybe when the nights were getting cold, you call. Or let's even take those guys out. They're definitely talking to other guys. They don't count those guys, though. The 5, I didn't add those guys who were warming.
Those guys.
Second guy, maybe you lasted for about 4 months. And these are all people who, they're not just broke guys walking around the street. Oh, these are guys who, for that age range or within that period, they had something going on for them. Maybe you're not about or it'd be something. Making moves. That guy to come around, give or take 6 months. You moved on. Quick. That's how many? First one was a month. Second one was maybe 3 months or 4. That's like, what, 4 months? Cool. Maybe it took you like 3, 4, 5, 6 months for you to get over that. Okay, well, she moves on quick. So let's just say right after she moved on, jumped right back onto the peacock carousel, chicken, not carousel, jumps onto that one to who you go to. Think about how grueling the process is. The roller coaster process of quick. Quick could be 2 years or 4 years. Quick. And think about the fact that all these people that have been met up until now, she doesn't owe me any marriage allegiance. That not one person has devoted the time to want to take her seriously.
Oh, I think someone has tried to take her seriously, but because she lacks the ability to pair bond, she wouldn't say.
I don't think a lot of people consider that. They think, oh, afa. No amount of prayers and anointing oil can fix this, or it doesn't fix. And considering the fact that women age quicker, and I'm talking in terms of looks. I mean, think about it this way, oh. Your audience and the people who are going to patronize you are the men. Now, you've lost the ability to bond with a guy, or you are losing it because you've done so many quick things that now every guy you feel like you can, move on from it. We're ruling out the guys who you don't like. We're talking about those who you like, those who are of reputable, whatever. Quick. How many quicks have you done? How many of those people have you met? And in future, how many of those people are you going to meet? And how do you pair bond with these people? How do you stay with the person if you are used to quick?
Time capsule.
Okay, well.
It's like
Relax.
relax, heal, and
Okay, because she didn't heal, and then she'll talk to
Yeah.
another
And then
person.
I'll talk to somebody else.
Yeah.
And then
But
somebody else will come.
talking doesn't mean they're having sex.
No, but
you can
like,
talk to many guys.
Hot tour.
Hot tour!
Yeah, they like to use all the wrong words for and leave out the right word.
Oh,
Hot tour. Spit out that thing.
Right. No, but Ashawo is sleeping with men for money.
Yeah, but like
But
I wasn't
dating
doing
other guys
anything
is
so
not-
crazy that would
like
have
you.
you guys concerned. She
We're
was concerned
bad.
because she said like you don't have to have.
You see how she just, very subtle, it just throws it in there.
But
somebody else will come.
talking doesn't mean they're having sex.
No, but
you can
like,
talk to
it
many
It
guys
wasn't
without.
Ashawo, please.
yeah.
No, but Ashawo is sleeping with men for money.
But like
But
I wasn't
dating
doing
other guys is
anything
not-
so
is-
crazy that
no,
would
no,
have
no.
you guys concerned. She was concerned because she said like you don't have to have a lot of people talking to you or feeling like they have access to you.
you.
Yeah, exactly. That was where the
my
concern
own
was.
because there was
Like, they're fucking you, bro. Why would else do they think they have access to you?
No, maybe other children are watching. We, the adults, we know. For the record, I don't believe any girl is just talking to guys that they like. They are not just talking. They are not men are not going around sharing resources, just because they've seen a nice girl. They are not just talking. We are adults here. You understand? You understand? Tell that to.
Here was it. It wasn't something crazy that would get you people concerned.
And so maybe not crazy things like threesomes, but
Like,
there was nactology.
There's tattooing.
There was hackology and nactology. You understand? You know,
See, I keep
Machiavelli.
telling you, bro. I keep telling you, if you keep listening to what people say and how they say,
At some point, the conversation falls apart.
they expose themselves when they talk. The words they use, how the sentences they use. It's not that deep, bro. It's not that deep. It's just listening to the surface of what you're saying, and you get to the core of it. At the core.
At the core.
Yeah.
So, but Ashawo is sleeping with men for money.
No,
Yeah,
no,
but
no.
like,
But
I wasn't
dating
I wasn't
other
doing
guys is
anything
not-
so
is-
crazy that
no,
will
no,
have
no.
you guys concerned. She was concerned because she's like, Gisela, you don't have to have a lot of people talking to you or feeling like they have access
Access
to you.
to you.
Yeah, exactly. That,
that
was where
was
the
my
concern
own
was.
because there were some boys I was like,
But now, dear, please don't come. Don't come. Please, I beg you.
rebrand.
Please.
Rebrand. You.
Hey,
Me.